Dear Guardian, congratulations on your graduation from basic military training. You've embarked upon a journey like no other. Steeped in legacy, honed by courage, and defined by a commitment to safeguarding our nation. Amidst the whirlwind of exercises, rigorous trials, sleepless nights, you've discovered a new strength within you. A strength that goes beyond the physical, that embraces the mental moral character essential to our force. You've transformed from a civilian to a Space Force Guardian, a title as demanding as it is rewarding.
You'll be stepping onto a stage where the stakes are higher than ever, where the enormity of your task is only dwarfed by the importance of your responsibility to defend our nation's interests, securing peace and stability from an extraordinary vantage point. You'll confront a new class of challenges, problems that no one on Earth has faced before. From sophisticated technological operations, to protecting our assets, to securing our communications, you'll be the shield that safeguards our nation, our partners, and our allies, ensuring our ability to effectively harness the space domain.
But remember, you do not stand alone. Our strength lies in our connection, in our shared duty and purpose. We stand together, not just as comrades, but as custodians of the ultimate high ground. Each one of us a link in a chain, stronger together, more resolute together. And as you embark on your journey, I offer you this patch, a symbol of our shared bond. Let it remind you of our collective purpose. Because being a guardian is more than a title. It's a promise to yourself and to our nation that you will protect, you will serve, and you will secure. Every day, you'll reach higher and strive further, contributing to the peace and prosperity of our nation.
So stand tall, Guardian. Embrace your pivotal role among the stars, and let your journey in the United States Space Force guide you, inspire you. Remember, the challenges are many, but the rewards are beyond measure. Sincerely, a fellow Guardian.
Delivered by Chaplain Snyder.
Right.
Actually, I've disconnected.
You're welcome to bow and either pray or reflect after your tradition as I pray after mine. Heavenly Father, I thank you so much for the many blessings that this country shares, in part because of our national defense. As I come to you now, I ask for a very special blessing on each of these guardians who are not only young and new into this career field, but also helping to blaze the trail for all those guardians who are yet to come. I ask that throughout their careers, you would bless them with a good commitment to character. Not only that they would have integrity, but also that as they connect to one another, they would build strong relationships to help them to grow, to help each other to grow, to always be committed not just to the mission, but to that which is right and true and good. And finally, that we may all do so courageously. Please give them and their families a special blessing, as well as those who have trained them and those who are watching them graduate this week. May they wear their patches with honor. It's in your most holy name that I pray. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Snyder. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce the members of the official Group 1, Major Matthews. Representing the Senior Enlisted Leader, 1st Delta Operations Squadron Detachment 1, Master Sergeant Perry. The Commander, 37th Training Group, Colonel Wilson. The Senior Enlisted Leader, 37th Training Wing, Command Chief Master Sergeant Davey. The Senior Enlisted Leader, Space Delta 1, Chief Master Sergeant Norris. And the Senior Enlisted Leader, 1st Delta Operations Squadron, Senior Master Sergeant Brown. Although time does not permit us to introduce all of our distinguished guests, we welcome you and hope you enjoy today's ceremony. Every guardian around the world is beholden to a set of values and standards. They adhere to the principles of character, connection, commitment, and courage. However, there are always those who go above and beyond. The guardians we are about to recognize have been selected by their peers as the embodiment of these values. Major Matthews and Master Sergeant Perry, will you please come forward? The award for character is given to the guardian that adheres to the highest degree of moral and ethical standards. They embrace the virtues of integrity, grit, honesty, authenticity, and trustworthiness while remaining accountable for their decisions, actions, and inactions. This guardian honors their obligations to the mission and to their fellow guardians. The character award goes to trainee Christopher Mott. That recognizes we are all connected by a common purpose greater than ourselves. They embrace the virtues of teamwork, treating everyone with dignity, empathy, and respect. They foster an inclusive environment, ensuring each member of the team is included and valued and can express their thoughts and ideas without fear. The Connection Award goes to trainee Nigel Brown. The award for commitment is given to the guardian that is resilient in the face of failure. They embrace challenges, seeing them as opportunities to work as a team, to learn, and to grow. They are committed to the pursuit of mastery of themselves and our profession, always striving to be better tomorrow than today. The Commitment Award goes to trainee Justin Yan. Is given to the guardian that is steadfast and stands up for what is right. Holding true to their convictions, they speak and act fearlessly, accepting the notion that they have the power to perform with integrity regardless of circumstance. The Courage Award goes to trainee Matthew Stuber. The Guardian Spirit Award is given to the guardian that embodies all 4 core values and sets the condition for a culture in which individuals are empowered, feel valued, and where high-performing teams can thrive. To be selected for the Guardian Spirit Award, a guardian must represent what it means to be a member of the Space Force. The Guardian Spirit Award goes to trainee Jelani Thomas. Given to the guardian that has completed basic military training with the highest cumulative scores in academics, physical training, and peer review. To be selected as the top performer, a guardian must embody the guardian commitment and exhibit the highest qualities of leadership and followership. The top performer award goes to trainee Daniel Young. Organizational patch dates back to the 1800s when select high-ranking British military officers adorned their uniform with patches. During the First World War, unit patches became popular amongst American units when the U.S. Army's 81st Division developed a patch that all members wore into battle. Other units quickly adopted this tradition and made the patches more specific to their organization. Today, Guardians wear patches to denote the unit and higher headquarters they belong to. These patches instill a sense of responsibility and belonging and should be worn with the utmost pride. These patches represent the character, courage, commitment, and connection that each Guardian strives to embody, not only while on duty, but continuously as the nation's mighty watchful eye. On December 20th, 2019, the Space Force became the 6th military branch of the United States of America. To recognize our history, our tradition is to have Space Force members patch our new Guardians in our patching ceremony. At this time, would our patch presenters please come forward to recognize our newest Guardians with the Space Force patch. Hector Concepcion, you may proceed.
Hey, Guardians. Stand by. Left. Hey, Guardians. Post! Stand by. Left. Hey, Guardians. Post! Right. That was one by Guardians. Excited? Stand by. Left. Hey, Guardians. Post! Right. Stand by. Let's pace. Any guardians, post.
Somebody wore that for real. Mileage on that.
Lights, pace.
This batch was are you space cyber?
Stand by. Let's pace. Any guardians, post. Lights, pace. Stand by. Let's pace. Any guardians, post. Lights, pace.
This patch was worn by Yes. Good. Where are you spacing? Space.
Stand by. Let's pace. Any guardians, post. Lights, pace.
This patch was worn by the Guardian.
Stand by. Let's pace. Any guardians, post.
So that's happening.
Stand by. Left. Hey! Hey, Guardian. Post! Lights. Hey!
How did I know that? So this card was written by a guardian. Excited? Nervous? What's up? You're doing great. You made it.
Stand by. Left. Hey! Hey, Guardian. Post! Lights. Hey!
This card might start for that match. Excited? Excited? Your space cycle.
Stand by.
Your life.
Don't be scared. Left. Hey! Hey, Guardian. Post! Lights. Hey!
So this card was written by the guardian. You're very excited? Sorry for my oh, okay. I keep
Stand by. 6 Guardians. Post! Hey! Hey! Hey!
Senior Master Sergeant Brown, the floor is yours.
Bear with me just a second. Like all great technical things, they work out just like we want them to. But truly, it's an honor for me to have the opportunity to share this memorable occasion with you. And what I want to share is just a few moments of your time. So, earning your Space Force patch is a memorable occasion, and I want you to know that when you think about this moment in the future, you won't think about what was said. You'll think about how it made you feel. I hope you feel proud, but more than that, I hope you feel like you're more than just a trainee, You're more than just one of the millions of veterans that served before us in the Army, Navy, Marines, or Air Force. You're now one of just over 10,000 people who are or were guardians. One of those guardians wore the patch you received. They also shared a message. You're connected with that guardian. One day you'll have the same opportunity to share a patch. I hope you'll think about this occasion on that day. This is part of what we call the Guardian experience, because what's happening here today and what's happened here the last 7 weeks, it really is a deliberate Guardian experience. So what's next in your Guardian experience? Now you're all specialists in more than just rank. You'll be trained as specialists in your craft. You'll be expected to be a member of a team. Your peers and your leaders will rely on you and your technical expertise to help them make informed decisions, respond to complex threats, and protect our nation's interests in, from, and to space. The Space Force that you joined is different than the Space Force that started 5 years ago. And as our service continues to evolve and respond to real threats, know that our enlisted force matters now more than it's ever have before. In Colorado Springs, our officer counterparts are being trained to take on a different role. They'll no longer have the same expertise that you will have on your mission set. They'll know what our assets can do, their capabilities and the limitations, but they'll no longer be trained to operate those assets. They're counting on you to operate our weapon systems. Instead of specializing in space cyber intelligence operations, they are being trained to make tactically informed decisions based on the information you provide them. They are being trained to trust you as the operator to give them what they need to know and when they need to know it so that they can guide our specialized tactical operations with a broader operational and strategic lens. This is part of how we are creating our future. As we continue to evolve, embrace your role in the service. Have the courage to challenge assumptions. Have the courage to speak up when you see something that looks wrong. Have the courage to raise a concern, to ask a hard question, to stand by your convictions, to try something different, to try something new. If we're doing things that don't make sense, why are we doing it? Because we've always done it that way isn't an acceptable answer. Be deliberate, be thoughtful. If you identify a problem, become a part of the solution. Help us grow. The Chief Master Sergeant of the Space Force has a term for guardians like you who entered the service without transferring from another branch. He calls you original guardians, or OGs. As OGs, you get to help create the future of our service, untainted and uncompromised from bad habits that we brought with us from our former services. Take care of your teammates, execute your mission with discipline and attention to detail, because someday in the not-so-distant future, there will be a Space Force equivalent of Pearl Harbor, Iwo Jima, and Normandy. We do have an adversary today. Our leadership calls it great power competition, and we think the best way we can win is through something called competitive endurance. In the Navy, you can win if your boat sinks their boat. In the Army, you can win if you eliminate your enemy. In space, we can't follow that same model. Blasting a satellite into bits cuts both ways. The debris becomes a new hazard on our battlefield, and laws of gravity doesn't discriminate between friend and foe. So what does winning look like? Our CSO has a theory of success based on 3 tenets. Number 1, avoid operational surprise. Be vigilant and constantly observe and monitor all activities in, from, and to space. Early detection and continuous monitoring helps us avoid surprises. Number 2, deny first mover advantage. Normally, the aggressor gets an advantage because they know the time, the place, and the means of the attack. The defender can only react. If we have robust and resilient constellations that can endure and survive a destroyed or degraded satellite without reducing any real capability, then we remove the incentive from the enemy attacking in the first place. In naval terms, if we have a fleet of 100 ships and the enemy extends a ton of effort to sink 1 ship, we still have 99% capacity of our ships. Was the destruction of that single ship worth the time, resources, and the forthcoming retaliation that will surely draw upon themselves? Likely not. So number 3, conduct responsible counter-space campaigning. If we must respond to an attack in space, then we must do it in a way that doesn't degrade our own capabilities. You'll learn about effects that are reversible and non-reversible. There's a big difference between degraded and destroyed. Respond to attacks in a responsible manner to help keep the domain accessible to our own interests. Bottom line, if we as a Space Force perform our role the way our nation needs us to, deterrence is victory. Staying competitive with our adversaries and enduring in space is victory. Now, when Space Force wins, we're going to celebrate those wins by saying 2 words. I got a feeling I know, or you know what they are, so I'll finish my remarks today with those words, and I want you guys to say them back at me. Semper Supra.
Semper Supra!
Thank you, Senior Master Brown. Please stand for the singing of the Space Force song and the departure of the official party.
Right.